standard letter of engagement templates are just building blocks. You are expected to have the relevant legal, regulatory and compliance knowledge to assemble those templates into a suite of working letter of engagements. Because this is such an arduous task, most firms fall short of even the most basic regulatory requirements, leaving them exposed to risk. With OverSuite in place, we can remove risk, limit liability, and send all of our letters of engagement with complete confidence. So let's take a look at how you can get OverSuite set up using the wizard. Now, before we start, it's important to make sure you've begun the free trial or you're subscribed to OverSuite, which you can see how to do here in the accounts page of GoProposal. Once we've done that, we're good to go. So we can come through to Configure, Engagement Letters. Within Configure, we've got our Configure OverSuite option here. And the first thing that we're going to want to hit is Launch the OverSuite wizard. We've got a number of fields to fill in and drop-down menus to construct our OverSuite content. We've got a nice quick video guide here for you guys to access, and that will talk you through how you can find the right information for this step. It's important that you confirm the information is accurate, and you can save your progress or you can finish the wizard once it's all completed. Upon doing that, you will generate your current status of OverSuite. So we can see in here a detail of the current answers. We can see all the detail of the terms and conditions, the privacy notices, and the scopes that have been generated off the back of that, as well as the various service schedules that will be generated for the services when we select them in the front end. Now also, you may make changes to your OverSuite content. So if you do that, we will have an audit trail for that section. So you can see in here that we've got current position and then an audit trail of all the changes you've made with time and date references. Now, to see the content that's been generated, we can come to Engagement Letter Suite. We can see our scope library, as well as our terms and conditions, the privacy notice, and agreement statements. If we edit this content, you can see that you can use the content generated from OverSuite, or you can use your own engagement letter. And we've got the reference to any changes that you make up here, so you're happy with the status of the text below. We also have a video on how to manage the engagement letter suite, which you can find in our help section. Now, as well as generating our scope and terms and conditions, we will also have the content generated for our service schedules, as we mentioned at the start of the video. So it's a very similar setup where the content can be edited. It may be a section level service schedule that appears within the given section, or it may be content specific to a line item itself. You can see we're using OverSuite content here, and we've got our drop-down menu of all the information that we can pull through into here. Again, we've got the same setup that will show us exactly what the status of that text is below, so we know where any changes have been made. Now, we should also make sure we've got our key people set up, as these could be integral to the content we generate. For example, if they're a statutory auditor. Now, when we're creating a proposal, we will now have all of our options to choose from based on the OverSuite content. So you can see the list that's been generated from my answers. And if I click something like limited company audit, I'll be able to choose my statutory auditor and the reasons for this audit. So the information will be really specific based on the work that we're delivering. And then for the service schedule content, we don't have to worry too much about that, because as we select services that have schedules associated with them, the content will just pull through automatically. And then finally, it's worth noting that our OverSuite content will be updated regularly. So you can see in here, the light red text will be when there's an update available. So subscribing to this solution will solve the problem of letters of engagement forevermore for your business. So with all of these elements in place, you can automate the production of your letter of engagements while still maintaining world-class standards.